Mastering a wandering mind. You might be thinking about, how can I control my fickle-minded mentality? Well, I think, taming an unpredictable mind is somewhat like attempting to capture a passing butterfly. The more you give chase, the more it dodges your grasp. It begins with recognizing that the mind has a fondness for graceful and unpredictable dancing. It's in its very nature. So, welcome and participate in that sophisticated ballet that's hard to understand with a normal set of thinking. You need to thin from your heart to understand that fickle. The more you try to patronize from your mind, the more complicated it gets. I'd recommend transcribing your thoughts onto paper. Journaling isn't merely putting words on a page. It's an intimate conversation with oneself. Put those thoughts into writing, do it consistently, and you'll start to recognize recurring patterns, gaining much-needed clarity. In this era of boundless information, my mind often resembles a browser with an overwhelming 27 tabs wide open. Occasionally, you just need to hit the refresh button. Simplify and declutter, not only in your physical surroundings but also in your digital and mental realms. Have you ever observed a child at play? They're entirely absorbed in the present moment, lost in their own little universe. That's not mindfulness, it's heartfulness. It isn't about being hyper-aware of every breath, but about wholeheartedly engaging in whatever you're doing. Lastly, I'd suggest leaning on others. Not necessarily for solutions, but for varying perspectives. To understand a fickle-minded, you need to become a fickle-minded, at least for a short time. It is when you go crazy following your heart and making your mind execute your heart's commands. A fickle-minded person is actually a free-spirited person utilizing the ultimate level of genius gifted since the time of birth that most people start losing eventually as they grow, with those societal pressures. As they let their mind take over their heart, they often feel isolated in its complexity. But knowing that there are others who share similar experiences can be remarkably comforting, at least in my experience. I feel extremely happy seeing another one like me, who works for a living only when it's really needed, for a short interval from life. Not like all those that I call the cell phone zombies, who live only for a short interval, stolen from their busy schedules, calling that a holiday or a family picnic of something else like that. Ultimately, a wandering mind isn't a defect, it's a unique feature. But a fickle-minded, as they call it, looks like a defect to them. Anything different looks strange and sometimes scary. With dedicated investigation, it can transform into a source of a great strength, leading to enhanced creativity and profound insights. Embrace that depth and flight of a free spirit, and you'll be pleasantly surprised by the treasures it unveils. It is not fickle-mindedness, not even mindfulness, it is what I call heartfulness.